Man, we rolling. We rolling. Killer, you got the horns. What's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grrr.
200, 200, 200, 200. Oh,
200 of them things. What you
well,
sipping on?
it's the Rock Mafia. It's the Rock
Okay,
Mafia.
it ain't water in there. It ain't no water.
Nah, this watermelon, Playboy.
Okay.
It's summertime
Okay.
vibes over here. Summertime
If you,
vibes.
if you put water in this, you just got too much time on your hands. You know what I'm saying?
And we
That's
got gold bottles. And we got gold bottles.
Damn.
Got here. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Go ahead, hit the horn one more time,
Yeah,
bruh.
yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
hit the
Don't think I ain't
horn.
from Trotwood though. Don't think I ain't from Trotwood though. Don't think I ain't from Trotwood though. Let me get back over here.
Yeah.
There we go.
One shot for the boys. One shot for the boys. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Congrats to y'all.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Only one with a shot glass. I'm a classy nigga over here.
Straight bottle.
I didn't do well on my
Goddamn.
pregame. I just grabbed a bottle out the freezer. Said fuck it.
Yeah, man. Shit, you can't make this up podcast, Kev Nash.
DJ Killer Kev.
Hey, Dizzle.
Episode.
What number is it? 200.
Hey,
Yeah, hit them horns again.
hit them horns.
Now, people familiar with facts. Now, people familiar with the pod already know, man. We had big plans for the 200th episode, man. We had planned to do like a event and have a real good time with the people. It was gonna be alcohol involved, but thanks to that good old Rona, we are still doing the Here podcast from our homes. So we made some changes. Dizzle came up with a great idea, give us more time to promote the 200th episode. And then we said, you know what? We never did a podcast at night before.
Yeah.
So we do it on a Saturday night so we can get a little loose.
Yeah, I'm drinking. I'm telling you now, I'm drinking the whole pot.
Hey, might as well.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm popping me a gold bottle right now.
Let's get her.
Killer vibes might be interesting tonight.
Oh, killer vibe.
Yeah, surprise niggas after the party.
I have to charge my phone. Make sure I got enough juice left. Well, shit, man. Let's just jump into it, man. The thank you videos, man. That shit turned out real well, man. Dizzle, your editing skills was A1 on that, man. That was dope.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Nah, shout out to everybody that sent in a video. We got about 13, 14, 15 videos.
Yeah.
Good little collage.
And then really to keep it 100 with the pod, forgot to hit up a couple people just on the strength of like, as much as I was sending out messages, they was coming back in. I'm forwarding them to y'all. I'm looking at the slide. I'm just sliding through the pictures and shit, doing a little slide through like, Dizzle got something to work with. And then
yeah,
when I saw the finished product, I'm like, yeah, that's just dope. You did your thing.
Big dope,
Appreciate it, man.
Dope. So we never heard back from the Hodge twins. We never heard back from Marlon Haynes, Gary Owen, or Kevin Hart. I guess they ain't fuck with the pod no more.
You was supposed to hit up Drake. That nigga ain't doing shit.
You know what? Drake probably would have been the one to hit back.
He probably would have.
Yeah, he ain't
you dropped the ball on that one, man.
No, man. I'm about to slide in that nigga DMs right now. We about to hit you up on Skype. What's good?
Right.
I think on bullshit. Might as well. But that's the worst that could happen, man. But shoot, man. Go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna ask Dizzle, for those that see that minute and some change video, tell them a little bit about how much work that takes. That takes some work to get to tell a story within a story where everybody's saying the same story. You know what I'm saying,
bruh? So I'm gonna keep it a buck. It wasn't as difficult as it may seem. You know what I'm saying? It only took me about 30 minutes. It's a lot. Yeah, because I've edited music videos. Music videos fucking suck because you gotta like line up their lips with the audio. Whenever I don't gotta do that, it's pretty easy. So after I done watched all the videos just to try to see who said what when and if there was any type of commonalities where I can splice them back to back. After that, it's cake work. But I've been doing this shit for years, man. I've been doing this shit for years. I don't think y'all seen my music videos, bro, because I got some shit in the vaults. Like, if y'all look up A Dizzle on YouTube, you might find some shit, bro. I was a YouTuber back in my day, so I'm
Shouts to Wayne.
Did you ever get a plaque for your YouTube work?
I did not. Bruh, I should have kept with it. Bruh, because this was back in this is like 2009. I was literally camera in the school, getting niggas in my videos. I was the main one that was doing like the talent show. I was putting up a recap video of the whole talent show. I think that shit got like 8,000 views. Not nothing crazy, but I was definitely known as that nigga with the camera.
You was the dude that had the Marcus Houston like you got served dance video on YouTube with
exactly.
Friends.
I had a jerk crew. That's what it was.
There you go.
The zigzags.
Wow. Man, this nigga Drake ain't gonna hit me back, man. Fuck that nigga.
But the video worked out well, man. Everybody, there was a couple of videos. The quality wasn't, looked like niggas was using Androids or microwaves or something. I'm like, damn, is this about to work? But it was cool, man.
Yeah, man, it was dope. Shoot, man, I just want to thank y'all, man, because 200 episodes, basically killing we did 150 dolo, and then with the addition of to the team, the biggest thing for me was like consistency and keeping it going, because I know there are points like when I look back at episodes and re-listen to everything like that, there are like peaks and valleys where like, all right, our energy is like super high because there's a ton to talk about. There's a ton of things going on in the world, ton of things going on in our personal lives. So we're excited to talk about it. But there are pods where we really shouldn't talk about. So we got to rely. We got to rely on ourselves to bring that energy and to keep it going. And some of those end up being some of my favorite pods because we basically just on there clowning, just, doing us, keeping it going. So I commend us, especially during this whole pandemic where, seems like the only thing there is to talk about are negative things, but we're still keeping that positive energy going and keeping it going. And, we got loyal listeners out there for when we don't drop a pod, they let us know, like, where the pod at. So even if it doesn't feel like, so many people are liking our posts, sharing our posts, fucking with the pod, when we don't put out one, there's people because that was like my one hesitation about pushing back last week's pod to right now. I was like, man, I ain't trying to get them text messages in the like, hey, where the pod at? You must be still editing. My shit ain't downloading. Where is that? Right. And those texts came in. I told them like, yo, we got something special for the 200th episode, and Cass was with it and respected it. And I mean, shit.
Surprise! Watch us get drunk.
Basically, that's right. It's about to be a different pod 30 minutes in, niggas gonna be off the Patron.
Right. Nah, but I'll be remorse, man, not to give the shout out to our chief of staff, man. Cam Nash is by far the person that holds this down for us, because I took this week to kind of sit back, just kind of reflect on what is now coming up on, if not already, 4 years. I feel like 3 years ago, me and Kev was sitting at a podium at a conference for a podcast. Shout out to Izzy Rock. He had a conference around, coming up, if not around this time. And it was a year ago we was doing that. We was on a panel answering questions in a dope setting, dope atmosphere, dope event. And then I think about like just some of the classic pods. Like, y'all don't know the story of me having to drive through the radio station grass to even get out of a pod because it had snowed and that incline
Damn.
come out the radio station was so severe. My tires was, I was like 3 feet away from being next to them satellites, bro. Like it was bad. I almost went down the real ditch, and
so for real.
I just think about all like even helping Shauna. Shouts to Shauna. I mean, we had an episode where we stuck again, Ohio snowstorm, but just all the little funnies that happen along the way. But Kev, man, you have really been a person that you have come up with most of the weeks. You help keep it organized, and I know that's like me taking advantage of your day job, but at the same time, like 200 episodes is not happening without you being who you are and what you do, bro.
So. Yeah, shots for Kev, man. Let's go ahead.
Hey,
go ahead. Give another shot for
Kev.
This is what I'm on, bro. This is what I'm on.
Let's go.
Ooh. It's about to be one of them.
To be fucked up.
It's about to be one of them. Oh, Killer Vibes is going to be A1. So, for the 200, what we were supposed to be doing for the 200 episode, we were supposed to be doing it live from your job, Killer. We were supposed to be doing it from Edible Arrangements. That the cat's out the bag now. We were supposed to be up there. We was going to have the samples for everybody to enjoy. We obviously was going to have bottles on deck, free of charge. Yeah. Everything was going to be free. It was going to be so dope. And when the world shut down, shout out to Rudy, the selfish part of me, like, outside of, like, knowing how serious it was and being, concerned about my safety and my mom's safety and, everything like that, that was definitely top 5 things I was mad about. Like, yo.
Oh, for sure.
Nigga, we not be able to go live.
So being that you brought that up, I was literally so I remember these days so well because it was my daughter's birthday. March 12th, March 11th, 12th, and 13th, my middle child was at camp. So she was coming back from camp Friday, March 13th. And that day they came straight off a bus into an environment of take this laptop and head to the crib and welcome back from camp. There's no more school. So they went from camp to no school. So but I remember those dates because that weekend was going to be the weekend I was going to holler at Chad, Chad is the owner of Edible Arrangements and one of the business partners that I work with in a few business ventures. And I was going to holler at him because y'all don't even know the capabilities of what it could have been. Like, we had the ability to, color code some strawberries. We had an ability, I got some granolas and some, different flavors I could pop on them. I was even going to have the ladies doctor up some letters as far as, like, you can't make this a podcast. Like, we don't have the letters to do real shapes, but we could do it in like a swizzle with like icing, so it'd be like icing. But I had all these like daydreams just about what it could be, and then we already do within me and Chad's businesses. We already have a kind of like a after 5 cocktail vibe thing that we're constructing, where we're trying to incorporate how dope would it be to have a date night in Dayton, Ohio? You can come learn how to do some strawberries with your lady, listen to some dope ass music, have some dope ass drinks, and just vibe out to something on the back end of the office. You know what I'm saying? Just something that me and Chad do on the side. So I was really looking forward to and that's still it's still gonna happen. But
episode 250,
right? Gonna be winter vibes, nigga.
To be having those kind of plots, and then literally like the unthinkable happens. It's like, to be honest, I wanted to say this. I've been saving this for 200 episode. Like my engagement in the last 20 has been terrible, and it's just because like. I feel like the mixture of what happened with the world, like I spent $4,000 on my company, and then the world shut down literally on March 12th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
shout out to Rudy.
Man, my mentals, my mentals ain't been on shit, so I ain't had nothing to talk about. So it's like, just even Kev even having the ideas that we've been having in the midst of what's going on, like that's the chief of staff for sure. Like that's the reason. Kev is Kev, and Kev been holding it down. And it's like, I felt bad. And then I think back, like, The front 100, I did some work. You know what I'm saying? Like 20, 10, 15, 20 weeks of me kind of being silent in the thought process is like, man, I definitely feel bad. But then it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what your teammates is for. That's what the squad is about. So if somebody don't have the energy for something, that's one thing we've been good at is it's been days where Kev done showed up with apple fritters. I done showed up with Bill's Donuts. You know what I'm saying? That extra push on that 7 a.m. We used to rock at 7. We used to rock it when we had it all kind of different times. So just that little extra push week by week by week on something that we get $0 from and we've been given that much commitment from is dope.
That is also a fact. You know, people like, you know, you look at Joe Rogan, his deal over there at Spotify.
Ooh, boy.
Hey, shots to that, please.
Yeah. This nigga trying to drink to anything now. This nigga drinking a Joe Rogan.
$100 million for a podcast.
Hell no.
Joe Rogan, holla at your boys. Holla at your boys, Joe.
$100 million for a podcast, Dizzle.
Yeah, nigga.
$100 million.
You look at what Joe Budden is doing over there at Spotify. You look at the bread that Charlemagne and his partners are bringing in on their pod. But, you know, we're not going to front. We're not on that level yet. Right. But, you know, we doing it out of the love. We doing it because we want to do it. And, you know what I'm saying, there's been opportunities for us to do different things. But, you know, it just didn't align with, you know what I'm saying, our values. And our values are, you know, really keeping things organic and letting it come to us and letting the people enjoy it and letting the people enjoy us, you know. So, like, I'm proud of that. And, do we want to make some bread off of this? Absolutely. Now, who don't want to make a little bit of extra money? Who don't want to have a little side hustle? But ultimately, we doing it for the love. And, you know what I'm saying, those avenues are definitely are opening up for us. And we just going to keep it pushing. And like Kev was saying, with those days where there's, you know, a quiet week in the world, we pack our own energy. We bring our own energy to the table, and I'm proud of that.
One of my favorite pods is when me and Kev took the time to ask each other questions.
Yeah.
I think we did like a 20 questions pod where I asked him 20 questions I didn't know about him and vice versa, and like me and Kev
built so sweet.
Really?
That's adorable, man.
Matter of fact, Kev, we should go back and listen. Ask this nigga all 40 questions.
Yeah, real,
because we actually went through the Dizzle phase now. Like me and Kev went from business relationship to like more of a friendship relationship over this entire pod. And that was one of the pods that just stapled it down to like things I've always wanted to ask him and vice versa. And, you know, let us
go
onto a different level.
That's real cute, bro.
I can already tell this shit. Like, I had some serious questions for the pod, but that shit is not gonna fly tonight.
Hold on, let me try that again, Dizzle. I'm trying it again. So,
you stupid.
Is that what you want me to have a slow jam play?
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Hold on, let me get me off real quick, bro. Cause look, when y'all was asking for an intern, I'm like, damn, I gotta jump in this bitch, man. Cause look, I'm trying to. Y'all are what I'm trying to be. Killer, you a DJ. I'm trying to get into the DJing game. You know what I'm saying? I even hit you up on the slide, like, yo, I'm trying to have a mentor. I'm trying to learn more. So I'm like, okay, he a DJ. Kev Nash, you in the radio game. That's what I've been trying to be in for the longest. I think I told you this. I don't even know if I told you this, but I applied to Alpha like 20 different times before I got hired, bruh. There was a good 3-year span where I just kept applying. So for y'all to have an opening, I'm like, I gotta get in this bitch, bro, just to even rub elbows, to learn some game. So I do appreciate y'all bringing me in, man. I don't even know how many episodes I've been in this bitch, just taking pics, just to be in the same room, learning the game. Definitely appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, that shouts out to you, man. You know, one of the things like I talked to like the Central State students about, because we go up there for their communication week, is, you know what I'm saying, that humility. You know, people want to be on. And there ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be on. Everybody want to be on. Everybody want to be a star. Everybody want to have a voice heard by people, because everybody has an opinion on everything nowadays, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But before you get to voice your opinion, you do have to, quote unquote, do the grunt work. And that's something that I learned from my days at working at WWSU, right, State's radio station, you know, basically being a grunt for dudes that not even, you know what I'm saying, OGs in the game. Like, they was just like sophomores, and I was a freshman, and I had to put in grunt work, setting up all the parties, doing all these type of things before I was even allowed to crack the mic. And that was some free shit. They wasn't even getting paid. I wasn't getting paid. They would just happen to be a year older than me. But for me to actually get into the radio business and then see it truly is a business, and what I try to do when I'm at work is, I was telling Steph this today, like, I try to make sure that the person that you see on this podcast or hear on this podcast is the same person you see out in the streets, the same person that you crack the mic for. I try to be as 100 and as genuine as possible, and know and understand like that the grind was not easy, and I'm definitely not where I want to be, but like, I think humility is a major part of that, because I know people that have been in this business for years who have to flip a switch and turn it on and turn it off, and there's somebody when they're on the radio or at an event, and then when they're at home, there's somebody else. I don't got that problem. I'm the same nigga all day, like, straight up. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I say that shit on the radio. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, man, look, man, I'm a person just like everybody else. Everybody has a bad day. I'm gonna say it on the radio. So, like, if I'm having a bad day or a fucked up day, I say it on the pod. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. And I think that helps me, and not only me, but like people that I've seen had that same approach, you know, have longevity in it, because I know people that burned out on this industry because they are basically living two lives. And, you know, Dizzle, your humility and ability to just say, you know, I'm gonna come take pictures, I'm gonna make audio clips for y'all, I'm gonna push it forward, I'm gonna help y'all, and I'm gonna do what I can do to keep pushing it and be a part of this. And was A1. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no secret that you're not getting paid for this. We're not getting paid for this. It's all out of the love and learning. So I appreciate that.
Nah, for sure, man.
And what I want to say to that too, real quick, man. The way I got into being a DJ in the city of Dayton, Ohio, and not a DJ in my bedroom was the same exact approach that Dizzle took on the slide, like on some slide shit. Like, what I did was, one of my best friends of life worked with DJ Opeasy when Opeasy was the manager at Enterprise right out of college. So his first gig, I think, through the end of college and right out of college, was Enterprise. So O was the manager of the Trotwell location. My mom lived in Inglewood. I was home from the Army. You know, I was just literally kicking it with Desmond all his senior year at Miami of Oxford, and when he got on with O at Enterprise. So I became a DJ. I told y'all the story on the pod before about how my birthday, went out to the casino, hit like $2,000, went to Guitar Center, spent 17 of that $2,000 and bought my shit. And that's how I became a DJ. So during that time of buying my equipment and having, you know, learning the game, I went up to O on a Monday morning. I went up there. He supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. Or like maybe 9 o'clock. Got there like 9:45, 10 o'clock. Used to be the latest, like, but he was the manager. So he was like, and he had Desmond. He hired a proper assistant manager, someone that's punctual, someone that's going to hold the fort down, so O can, you know, drag it when needed. It was never a problem, and it was never nothing that was talked about. I just, you know, I would just laugh about it. Like, I knew what he was doing hiring Desmond, because I knew what kind of person Desmond is. But the amount of game O would give me on the slide, I would go up there and sit with them. O gave me a whole pound of CD books and was like, I have a gig Friday. I need these back Thursday. So Monday night to Thursday, I downloaded CDs. You know what I'm saying? And then I went and sat with O at gigs. and I went and just absorbed myself around it. And Dizzle approached me with that same thing, and that's what the first thing I thought about was that's the exact same shit I did. So I had just laid out my schedule to Dizzle, like, I got this, I got this. You can come to one, you can come to all four. You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever you want to do.
And then Corona.
Hey, right. Shouts to Rudy.
And then Corona happened.
But that's still gonna happen. So you know what I'm saying? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we still gonna get to it. But that's what happened. But the way you reached out, the way you wiggled into this pod appropriately, like it wasn't forced. It wasn't organic. This whole pod has been nothing but organic. That's been a staple in our pod. And everything that's happened with this pod happened organically. And you went from like the dude that showed up to record us sometimes to, we gonna wait for Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? So
Salute,
and that's how
Saturday night was mad real for you back a couple weeks ago, bro. Dizzle would be like, yeah, man, I was out heavy last night.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
I still remember the stories of Dizzle talking about how he lived within the Oregon district and he would just wiggle down to the 2:00 food run.
Oh, for
go
sure.
Go grab what he needed and head back to the crib. And it's like, man, that's the good life right there.
Yeah. So, the end of an era, though. Cause nigga about to be outie. Nigga about to be outie.
Good. What's good? I know today was quote unquote moving day. What's good?
Bruh. It's been hectic. Y'all are homeowners, right? Y'all got your crib. Y'all. Okay. Kev, do you remember the back and forth with you and the lone fucking people, bruh? Yeah. That shit is stressful, hectic, everything, bro. Cause you'll give them every single thing, bro. Pay stubs, W-2s, bro. Your grandmama last address, bro. Everything. Stool sample. Bro, you'll give them everything, bro. And they still need more. So they was just asking for extra paperwork. And then it was like, we got to have this by midnight or we ain't going to be able to close. We were supposed to close yesterday and move in today. But that shit didn't happen, bro. They gave us a link to sign some papers and the link didn't work. I'm reaching out to them bitches and they not answering their phone. So I'm like, okay, we're not moving on Friday, bro. So we eventually get a hold of them the next day, past the deadline. Get the shit turned in, all that good stuff, and they had to push our shit back. So Monday is the day. I just got my email earlier today, actually, saying congratulations, you have the home. Like, just pay the money and you're good. So it's actually official. Let's go ahead. I'm with it. I'm already feeling it a little bit, actually.
Shouts out.
Hey,
that's dope.
Congratulations, man.
God damn.
So I told this on the pot. Need that chaser.
Mm-hmm.
No, right? I ain't got nothing.
God damn.
I got another bottle up there. I got another bottle up there about to grab. But so for me, and I told
through the house.
All good. I told this on the pod before when we actually bought the house. But I'll tell it again. We got new listeners coming in and out. So basically, when the wife and we took a vacation to Miami. So before we went to Miami, the apartment we was living at, they came to us. It was like, hey, we're under new ownership. You want to re-sign your lease for next year? We'll give you 2 months free rent. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, cool. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do that shit when we get back from our vacation. So we go to the vacation, have a great time in Miami, blah, 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 blah. We get back. All right, got to take care of this, get 2 months free rent. That's cool. I'm fucking with that. I signed up. Shit wasn't up until December. So I go to the clubhouse. I'm talking to them. And then like they say, like our rent was like about $600. They was upping our rent to $800. I was like, nigga, what? Like, well,
they gotta reel you in.
Yeah,
reel you in with the free shit.
Yeah, nigga. I was like, hold up, wait. I was like, it was like, well, we're under new management and this, that, and the third. I was like, yeah, what that got to do with me though? It's like, they started giving me all the runaround, and then I was like, well, it's like, so she passed it the pen. I was like, whoa. Went back to the wife, and thank goodness she was in a good mood, because normally if she in a bad mood, she'd have went up there and cussed somebody out. But she was in a good mood. She was like, well, look, just tell them that we ain't gonna sign it, and we got to think about it, and we'll just go from there. And that prompted us to look for homes. So we end up finding a couple spots, and then I want to say probably by like October, we found the one that was like, all right, we can fuck with this. This is going to be even less than the mortgage, a little bit higher than our rent, but shit, it's not that much. We can make it work. Yeah. So we're supposed to close on the house the week before Thanksgiving. Shit fell through. Shit just fell through. Just like, yeah, well, the person that's selling it, they bought the property, and it has to be listed for 3 months before they can sell it again, and that isn't until December. So y'all gotta wait.
They just be making up, they just be making up shit, bro, on the fly. I swear.
Yeah. So we gotta wait. So I'm like, well, you know what? That's not that bad, because our lease at the apartment wasn't up until December. So I'm like, all right, cool. We'll just run it out to December, and then we ain't even gotta pay an extra month of rent. Yada yada yada. So fast forward, I get a call in December, like, all right, we're all set to close on December 26th. Y'all know what December 26th is? Day after Christmas, niggas.
Day after Christmas, yes.
So I'm like, all right. I tell the wife, like, all right, well, it goes in the day, like, we get it actually pushed back to the 27th. Like, well, we got to be able to travel back from Cleveland or whatever. So we get it pushed back to the 27th. Fast forward some more. We're in Cleveland for Christmas. Calls again, like, hey, yo, I wouldn't close on the house because they still haven't put in your new patio door. So technically, if you sign and close on the house and they haven't put that patio door in, they don't have to do it. So you can do it in good faith, and hopefully they will do it, but technically they won't have to. I was like, we ain't got a choice, because we haven't re-signed our lease at our apartment, and if we try to do month to month, they talking about we got to pay $900 for month to month.
Hell nah.
So we go through all that shit. We get back on the 26th, Christmas. The wife and I, we have packed up the crib before, but we get a U-Haul. We packed that motherfucker. Just me and her. There's nobody. Me and her pack up that whole U-Haul. Shouts out to my brother AP, yo. He came through and helped us unpack the U-Haul at the crib. And for like the first 2 months, we had the patio door was fucked up, real fucked up. Basically, it was no patio door. Basically, I had a blanket over that bitch. So
over the back.
Yeah, I mean, it was a door there, but it was so fucked up. It basically
anybody could just walk in.
Yeah, basically. So
for 2 months,
probably like a month and a half, because the motherfucker called, was like, "Yo, I understand. We gonna make sure we get you taken care of. I'm trying to get it." Then like a couple weeks later, he called me like, "Yo, it's a back order on the door." So I'm thinking, motherfucker, like trying to get the shaft. I was about to call my cousins and had them niggas make a ride on this nigga, dog. But he came through. He put that shit in. We got it squared away. But yeah, buying a house is not fucking easy, man. It is not easy at all.
It's stressful. I couldn't even get excited, bro. My wife been excited since we found the house. And the thing is, I haven't been in the house until what's today? I haven't been in the house until Thursday. I haven't set foot into the house until Thursday, and we already had it, pending or whatever. So it was some ultimate trust, bruh. Cause I was working. I was working when we was house hunting, so I was only able to check out a few of the joints we was looking at, and the joint that we ended up deciding on, we was on FaceTime. So we done went through all this whole process without me setting foot in the place. I finally see it Thursday. I'm like, yo, this shit is dope. The basement is solid.
That was your very first time seeing it Thursday?
Thursday. I drove by there and I'm like, yo,
we 3-4 pods in. we 3-4 4 pods into some congrats Dizzle on the crib, man. You just saw 48 hours ago?
Bruh. Literally. And it felt like home, bruh.
Shouts to the wife, man. Shouts to the wife. Hey, shouts to the wife, man.
Damn. All right, let's do it. God damn, nigga trying to get drunk, bruh.
Oh, I told you it's going down. Killer vibes.
Nigga, killer vibes not happening, bro.
Oh, shit. I'm turned. I took a dad nap. My kids been gone all weekend.
Yeah, bruh. First time stepping
go.
foot in the house was the other day. But it's solid, man. The basement is nice. Backyard is good as fuck. But I'm going to need to get a privacy fence, bruh.
Hey,
because I fuck with people, but I need I can't go in the backyard. And if somebody else is in their backyard, we literally right there, bro. I need a little.
Eye to eye.
Exactly. I'm gonna need a little space, bro. Yo, crazy shit.
Yeah.
When we got there Thursday to do the final walkthrough, people we got there. We sitting in the driveway. We see a Karen looking at us from across the street, bro. Karen is staring, bro, across the street. And then my wife is like, look, this lady's staring at us, bro. And then we look over. It's another lady in her car staring. We like, bro, this is what we fucking getting into. So the lady across the street started walking towards us. My wife was like, all right, get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Karen walked by. She waved at us. Hi, how's it going? We wave. We still sitting in our car. She goes to the fucking garage, builds the code. The garage door open and she put something in the garage and then walked back. So we like, fuck that, bro. We're gonna have to change that shit. We changing a lot.
She know the fucking code?
She knows the code.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
You seen Get Out before, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man.
Dizzle about to have his dreads cut. He's walking around in that suit right there.
Rocking on the couch, smiling like.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
God.
But the house is solid though, bro. Basement about to be a home gym. Already got some Bowflex equipment. You know what I'm saying? In the trunk. It's about to be litty, man. It's about to be litty.
They say happy wife, happy life, bro. You must be living it to get a whole house on the strength of the wife.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. Speaking of the wife, man, I got to shout out to my wife because she deals with me and my personality, for one, and two, me being a part of a podcast for 200 episodes for 4 years, basically, is not an adjustment, but it's like something like, I got to let him express himself. But then me starting another podcast during the whole pandemic, she's been behind me 100%, giving me ideas, so I can't take credit for all the ideas that I bring to the pod. There was a lot of, what about this? What about this? What about this? So I got to shout my wife for that, for bringing ideas to the pod and being understanding of like, all right, I got to go take the pod, got to do this. Yeah!
Shots for the wifeys. Shots for the wifeys.
Shots for the wives. Can't even talk.
God damn.
All the S's are slurring together.
I'm weak. Ooh.
Shots out the killer's wife for the graphics.
Yeah, man. That's one thing that my wife, man, she has dove into the world of graphic design for about the last 2 of them, and really have progressed into what she's doing full time, pretty much. But she, week by week, man, she works with a publishing company, so she literally week by week has calls with customers that are writing books, and trying to get an ideal of a concept over the phone requires a lot of Q&As and just kind of digging into the whole process. And
is she making like, damn, them bubbles, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she making covers for books and stuff too?
She's doing book covers. She has done sorority and fraternity logos. She has done like website design for companies. She's done She does consulting as far as like people that want to dig into it, and she works with a website that has a program. She's been having conference calls with them. Like she is finding streams of revenue, bro. And I'm gonna keep it super funky with y'all today or yesterday. We was talking about we use Square for our invoices, and that's an Apple product. And I was looking at my outstanding balances, and it was at a certain number. And we pulled up hers, and she had $150 on me, and I was low-key salty because her outstanding balance was beating mine, so that means she got more invoices out. Yeah, she grinding, and her grind is literally like, you know, it's 3 kids at home with quarantine since March. I'm going to work. We're sharing a car with her sister. You know, everybody's schedule just fortunately fits. And it's literally been 2020 been hard. Like, it's been a hard year. My car died on me. I had 340,000+ miles on it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a car payment since 2008. So
damn, nigga, since 2008?
Yo, I haven't had.
I think I had 2 cars since 2008.
Shit. That's why.
Stop, bro. No. Yo, what? Y'all taking a shot for anything now, bro. What is?
That's why I haven't bought a car though, bro. Because I haven't had car payments in so long, bro. Like, I don't want to add that to the already growing family of bills, and I just don't want to do it. But I gotta do it. I gotta do it soon. So.
Bruh. I'm gonna need y'all to stop trying to shot for everything.
So, quick question before we get totally off track. Quick question.
Yeah.
What has been some of your favorite pods?
Flam. Easy, bruh.
Easy.
Yo, bruh.
Money right there.
That shit had me in tears, bruh. Not only was he dropping some gems, he was definitely dropping some memes, bruh.
No, he wasn't. We was dropping memes because we had about a 6-week run. Yeah. We had a 6-week run where our meme game was up.
What was y'all favorite though? What was y'all favorite line he dropped, man? It was
Hold on,
man. I gotta look at my phone too. Wild and shot. Damn, dog. Like,
nah.
I got at least 13 of them saved in my phone, my nigga.
Yeah, and I don't know if at the time I wasn't there when he was recording, bruh. I missed that one, and I'm sorry I missed it. But the fucking playback,
because he went live on Facebook. Thank God he did that, because I wouldn't have had nothing. So as he's saying all these things, I'm thinking, I'm trying to hold my laugh in, because the wife knows I'll laugh at anything. I think everything's funny. So
I would have been weak.
So I'm like, yo. So I see you recording that shit. So I'm like, yo, I'm going on that nigga FaceTime getting all this shit. And when that nigga, I'm gonna die, nigga.
Right.
What the fuck you want? I was weak.
He said something about like the microwave or the kitchen or something, bro.
He said, if we both sell burgers, what am I eat your burger for? Or something?
Yeah, something about the grill. It was something about the grill.
Oh,
man, shit. Like, you know how somebody is like having a moment, but me, when I've had this problem since my youth, bro. Even when people are arguing, like if Dizzle and Kev was in a full blown about to fight argument, and one of y'all said something funny, I'm gonna laugh in that moment. So like I've had that problem my whole life. So he was somewhat coming off as like he was really venting.
Yeah.
But I was cracking up because that shit was just the one-liners was just coming off, and all I kept thinking about was like, damn, who is chopping these up into 5 and 10 second clips? Because these are winners.
I got it, dog. I got it. No.
Yeah, that's definitely a favorite.
This nigga Killer was egging this nigga on. Go back to that shit. At first, I'm not egging that nigga on. I'm just asking questions. So this nigga Killer, like, he said something along the lines of, like, yeah, niggas is out here mad because I was the first nigga with a basketball cover and something to that effect. Who you talking about? That nigga Killer went,
nigga Patty.
man, like, who you talking about? Oh, for real? Okay. That nigga Killer was in his bag. I just sat back. I was like, well, shit. Killer about to go ahead and take this shit over. Go ahead, nigga. I'm about to get all these clips, nigga.
That's how you know what I just said is true, because I have a problem within myself of wanting to laugh when people are angry and they like spatting. I just want to hear them spat more because I want to have the internal laugh. So I was just trying to alley-oop people every time to just keep firing them off.
That shit was hilarious, bruh. That definitely goes in the vault. The You Can't Make This Podcast vault. Flam, bruh. Shout outs to Flam.
One of my favorites for sure is honestly is the Kevin Hart one.
Hey.
That one is funny to me because I think I was working at the VA at the time, and Kev hit me up on a day that I was either off or I had just something happen where I was free. He was like, "Bro, can you be at the station at like 1:00?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So we knock out a interview with Kev, and it was just so spur of the moment that I had to literally think of some questions on the way there. I'm using the notepad in my phone, trying to think of some things to say, because I feel like in case I had to fire off some questions on this real interview, I better have something. And I had to ask a few questions, but that was just one of those, like, right place, right time, and that shit worked out. And we got 15 minutes with Kevin Hart, and that shit was dope.
That shit was a backstory to that, man. So Kevin Hart, one of his tours was making a stop at Nutter Center, and they reached out like, yo, we want to promote Kevin Hart coming to the Nutter Center. I'm thinking to myself, why y'all need to promote Kevin Hart coming to the Nutter Center? I know that shit's going to sell out. So I'm like, all right, yeah, we want to do an interview. So me being me, I'm like, well, shit, all I need is 2 minutes of me saying, hey, it's Kevin Nash, Kevin Hart. And he say something, and then I can splice it any kind of way I want to air it on the air. Right. But for my selfish needs, podcast, hey, I was like, fuck that. If we could say we had Kevin Hart on our podcast, why not? And that's exactly what we did. We had Kevin Hart on our podcast. Another one, we talked about Drake and everything like that. He was on the podcast as well. You know, I got a chance to interview Drake before the first. What's the first album name? It's not
Gone Too Soon or something. Or
Take Care.
Take Care. So
it was like that.
It was.
You said Gone Too Soon?
I don't fucking know. So it was before that album came out. Like he's full blown about to be a superstar. Everybody knows he's about to be a superstar. He's performing at Bogart's in Cincinnati. And we got backstage, well, not backstage, but we got a backstage interview with him. And our PD at the time, my guy that really put me on, Scott Sharp, was like, yo, you want to go down there and do the interview? I'm like, 100% I do. So me and the wifey go down there. We link up with Drake. We do the interview on the bus or whatever. And, you know, I walk on the bus first. And one of the dudes is like, you cool. But, like, you know what I'm saying, you see all the chicks on the bus. And so I take a gander. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. And so we do the interview. And, like, Drake is like, give me vibes. Like, you can stick around if you want to. Like, yeah, me and the wife were leaving. And it gives me the thumbs up as I was getting off the bus. So that was cool. Even though I'm like the biggest Drake fan in the world, you know, I salute him for giving us that interview.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. We also, I think one of my favorites too is when we had definitely Kurt and O come down for Black Tie, but not the first one, the second one, because the second one when he came down, we were so amped and so charged about how the first one went. That interview, I went back and just was going through some of them this week, and that's when I went back to and listened to him. Like, our energy level on that pod was just on 1,000 because we was talking about what we was about to shop. Kev had his fit laid out on the bed from like April to June. Like it was ready to go. Kev was locked in. Everybody was just ready to experience the second one, and that was a dope pod because number one, coming down from Columbus to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's love. Is one of our strongest supporters on this pod. So for him to just open up their event and let us kind of piggyback off that same energy and you being a Wright State grad, it only was right. So shouts to that one for sure.
A sleeper pod for me is the actually Brandon McClain has been on 2 of our podcasts. He's the Montgomery County reporter, and he drops I went back to the very first one. The very first one, he dropped so many jewels on there. So I encourage people to go back and listen to both of those episodes. But he's been a big supporter of ours, and I've already talked to him about some of the voter registration drives they're going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because not to really sidetrack and get us on no somber shit, but the movement that's going on right now. Him and I spoke about this not just becoming a moment and not becoming just a hashtag like we discussed before, Kev, about people being murdered by the police and everything. To continue the movement forward, they're going to be doing a lot of voter registration stuff that he wants us to be a part of. So we're definitely behind that 100% because that's how you really get your voice heard, get out there and vote. So I encourage people to go back and listen to those episodes and also obviously go ahead and get registered to vote. And something I've been saying on the air, I'm 100% everybody out there protesting. I'm with it. I'm with everything that everybody is doing. But make sure you're registered to vote and go ahead and get that Rona test. For sure, go get the Rona test. They only Rona test is only $15 at CVS. Go get that Rona test because you've been around a lot of folks during these protests. You don't know what people is doing.
You said it's at CVS now? What?
Yeah, they got the Rona test at CVS.
That's a win. That's a win, bro. I thought you had to go straight to the doctor.
Yeah, you can go get a Rona test at the CVS.
And you got to nose swab yourself all the way up there?
No, I think they just do a cheek swab. I don't think they go touch your membrane.
Are you going to do it episode 205 for us, Dizzle? You going to do it?
Hell no. What?
Hey, you know what? I was talking to one of my guys, and I was like, yo, man, you going to get a corona test since they, kind of available now? He's like, nah, man, I'm going to wait for my wife to go. Because if she got it, then I got it. So, fuck it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
That shit like an STD.
Can I tell y'all? I got a funny story that's similar to that. Y'all remember the whole smallpox era thing, right? Where that was a huge thing in the military. You had to get this shot, and the live organisms had to live on you and grow on you for a week or two, and then you got another shot, and it calmed it down, and that made you immune to it. It was some shit like that. So these military, it was mandatory for all military people going to war. You had to get that shit. Me being a medic, one of the first things I did was grab Kevin Stanford's chart and wrote down a date that I got that shit because I was not fucking with no live organism on my arm. I just couldn't get over the thought of me putting no live shit on my arm to be immune from something. So I go through the whole shit. I'm giving everybody these shots. I'm telling them to spill. I'm putting the patches on. Don't scratch it or it'll spread. Everybody in my unit got that shit. Me included. But that was something I could not do. So that's the same thing about this rock. I cannot put that Q-tip into my thoughts. I just can't do it.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
I can't do it.
If I know somebody that I've been in contact with comes down with it, I'll go do it. But right now, I've been, you know what I'm saying, trying to be as safe as possible, staying away from people when I'm in public, washing my hands like a maniac. And just trying to keep it pushing, man. Real talk. Just trying to keep it safe as possible. But Dizzle, you said y'all moving, right?
Hold
on. Said what?
You back out here though.
This weekend, ain't you out here in these streets shaking hands, bro? You saw how I was with the dude. I saw his hands was dirty, bro. I'm not shaking his hand.
Oh yes.
That was before Rona.
No, this is the shit, killer. This is
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Can we do shots for not shaking dirty hands?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Shit.
They get that other bottle, shit. So this is well before Rona. This is like this is in Dizzle's like first year fucking with the station. So we was out in your hood, Troutwood.
Yeah,
it was
to the Rams.
Yeah, we was out and it was National Night out there at the Home Depot in Troutwood. So, we out there with the kids. They got hot dogs. They got, face paint, ice cones, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just a good community thing that the police officers and fire department putting on for the community and everything like that. So we go out there every year. So, you know what I'm saying? It's me, Dizzle, Faith. We got the tent set up. We got the PA set up. We just really around there taking pictures, fucking around, hanging out. It's super easy, super fun. Guy runs up on Dizzle, talking to him a lot.
So a lot.
I speak. I do my normal 1-2 thing. I speak and I keep it moving, really. But like Dizzle don't got that in him yet. He ain't got that shit in him. He had to get a person with that. Yeah, to give them what they want and be able to slide back and get back to whatever they was doing. You know what I'm saying? So Dizzle basically is trapped. And I'm like, yo, hey, this is something you gotta learn. So I'll pull out the camera and dude is trying to dap Dizzle up, trying to bring him in for the real thing.
Hell no, nigga. Get that nigga the straight elbow, bro. Hell not. His hands look dirty, crusty.
Hold on. From that direction, the way you just did it? Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, bro.
Straight up with it.
I gotta find it. That shit gonna pop up in my memories in about another month, nigga.
Yeah, I'm straight curving folks nowadays with the Rona, bro. Cause his hands was dirty.
Filthy.
Yo, can we do a shot? Can we do a shot to the Club Aces memories?
Oh, damn.
Can we do a shot to?
I gotta go get the other bottle. Wait a second.
Yeah, go get it. Meanwhile, all our supporters, please 5-star the You Can't Make This Up podcast on all platforms.
Yes.
Now cross that 200 platform or 200 episode mark. I'm drunk. Don't judge me. Oh, moving on up.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
Please 5-star the podcast. Hit us up at the You Can't Make This Up podcast at Gmail for any topics, any questions, any concerns, any ideas.
I hope somebody know that login because I don't.
I do. I just found it in my notes.
I tried to log in that bitch the other day. I was like, I ain't logged in this shit in months. It's like, not letting the nigga in.
It must have been perfect timing because I went months for when the pod was being updated by you on the You Can't Make This Up podcast thing, and then because I bought a new phone probably like March. So from March until now, I had no access to the You Can't Make This Up joint. I just had my own personal. I just dug through my notes and went through and found it. Tried it like this better work or I got nothing, and this shit worked. So we still in there. We still in there.
This nigga Kev, you taking shots? What you chasing it with a beer?
Nah, I'm chasing it with fucking Bel Air, nigga.
That's that class of 9. That class of 9-7 shit, nigga.
Hell yeah, nigga. Yeah, old nigga shit.
Hell fucking nah.
So yeah, you was shouting out Club Aces, man. Go ahead, shout out Club Aces.
Man, so yeah, Kev, you don't realize, man, like during the week, a lot of the topics that come across my head or just ideas. Now that we have our own little group chat that we kind of just all are active in, like I literally will think of something, and it might be 2 a.m. But out of respect of the Kev possibility of a 6 a.m. workout, out of the respect
Not
of
no
Dizzle
more.
having a 9 to 5, like I'll hold on to it and then just send it in a more respectable hour. Because sometimes I'd be up at crazy hours cracking up at shit you wanting to send you off. So yeah, I'm drunk. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, motherfucking Club Aces. You know.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. But you've been sending the Aces shit to me, bro, and I'm telling you, it be at the right time every time, bro. Cause that shit, some of the shit you send me, I can only imagine the things you see when you are there. You there working, and people are there on their leisure. That's two different vibes coming into a club, and just some of the shit that has to come through your phone while you're working and not on there on your leisure. Like that shit has to be just hilarious, bro.
Heated patio.
Right. So at this point, I had been going to Aces for a good minute, so I got the vibes. But I want to know from you, Dizzle, what was your first thoughts when you started going out there?
Shit. For some reason, you always put me on the butt naked Saturdays or Sundays. Which I wasn't mad about. I see some free booty. I ain't mad. You know what I'm
saying? That's a nice job, Dizzle. The wife can't trip. You at work.
Wife can't trip. I used to send her pics like, yo, they out here tonight. And I used to let her know, like, sometimes it was, the talent wasn't all the way there. I would let her know, like, yo, it's not a hot night tonight. But then when they definitely got some talent on some certain days, I would let her know, and it would be lit. You know what I'm saying? For the free, actually for the paid.
Right. Give me some good chicken. They do got some good chicken. I will tell you that. Nigga, I don't know if that was chicken, my nigga.
Whatever that was rooster meat or
that shit might have been cat, my G.
Hey, whatever it was,
the right way.
I went to holler at Kev and had a 10-piece, so I'm with you, Dizzle. I'm with you.
It's nice and crispy the right way, man. Yeah, shout out to Aces. I'm ready to go back, man.
Much love to Aces, man. He reached out to me, wanting the station to come back out there when everything is rolling and everything like that. So it's under consideration. But I tell you this, when we do go back out there, but if there ain't no little vaccine or something like I'm doing them breaks from the truck, my G.
I already knew.
I'm doing them shits from the truck. So speaking of that, we had our first remote in 3 months and 3 days, man. 3 months and 3 days, our first remote. We was out today at Mike's Car Wash in Beaver Creek. They're doing free car washes all weekend long. But by the time y'all hear this, the free shit is over. But we was out there, our first broadcast in 3 months. I gotta say, man, it felt weird, man. It felt weird to be around that many people at one time. Two, to actually be out and about doing my job, like doing the actual part that I really love, like the remotes and being around folks. Like it felt weird, but like probably about, I would say like the second hour, I was back in my mojo, you know what I'm saying, talking to people, you know what I'm saying, keeping that distance, everything like that. So, we back into it. I'm expecting more events for us to be a part of. We got COVID-19 protocols. We got to wear masks for the entire event. I don't know how that's going to fly when it hit like 95 degrees. Shouts out to
logo.
Nah. I tell you, I'll let you in a little bit, man. Business ain't booming, nigga. Like, Antonio Brown got business booming. Business ain't booming. So they like, hey, keep everything. Don't hey, make these giveaways as most difficult as you can. Like, we ain't got shit and we ain't buying shit.
Make sure you get the 87 unleaded.
Yeah, nigga, no premium on this side, bro. But it feels good. It feels good to be back out there doing that, the part of the job that I love. And you know what I'm saying, the extra scratch is definitely enjoyed.
Because if you would have made that a pop quiz question on what location was I at for the first remote, I wouldn't have guessed car wash for a minute. So So shouts to that idea, because I know how much that means for business, for that for your job, and what remotes do for the income for multiple people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. We
So
rolling.
I want to ask, man. We hit 200. You know what I'm saying? What's in store for the next 200?
I wish you would have asked that before we started drinking.
This is the perfect time.
Yeah, because now you're gonna tell your truth. You're gonna tell your truth, and you gotta stick to it. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So one thing that I'm gonna commit to is before Friday every week, I'm gonna shoot at least one link, one video, one thought process out there to
That nigga
contribute.
That nigga
No, watch. Because I do that in my personal a lot. Like I click on shit, I watch current events. I watch enough to where I could throw one shot out there, and if I feel like it's pod worthy, that's my shot. If it make the final cut from the chief of staff, I'm cool. If not, we move on to next week. So I'm gonna commit to that. I want to commit to more involvement, because after 200 pods, you got to find something else that you haven't really done to. And I haven't committed to a weekly commitment of shooting out some ideas. So I watch enough videos. Hell, it might be your favorite, smut of the week. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm gonna shoot out something to where
you never know.
I'm more committed to the pod, because after 200 pods, I feel like the more I can dig in and commit is take us to 300. So,
hey, 300. What about you, Dizzle?
Shit, man. Make sure the graphics is up to par. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hopefully we can get back in the studio. We back working. So eventually we're gonna be back in that mug. Hopefully soon. Yeah. No. Okay.
Hey, we gotta take into consideration the place where we tape, if you can dig my drift. There's a lot of old people that work there, dog. Like, okay, so I'm the third youngest person that worked there, and I'm 41.
Woo.
Like a full-time employee. Like Justin and Hooper are the youngest, and then me. And there's like at least a 10-year age gap between me and Justin. So they
100% precaution.
So they suit shouts out to our GM at the station, Keith Wright. He's a hell of a GM. He's a hell of a boss. I respect the hell out of him. And he's being super cautious. And not to backtrack, but before we started doing remotes, he was one of the main people saying we got to make sure our people are safe, yada, yada, yada. So I salute him trying to keep us safe. And he's bought a lot of supplies, because, those sanitation wipes aren't still just on the shelves waiting. So he's made sure we had those products. So when we go do remotes, you know what I'm saying, we can wipe stuff down. We can wipe the studios down. He's been very active in that. So I'll salute him for that. But to be perfectly honest, I don't know when the hell the station's open back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So niggas might be like this for a little bit more time, but continue.
Yeah, man. So look, I'm gonna take it upon myself to try to find. We're trying to get some promos, man.
Yeah.
I dabbled in that a little bit, but I'm trying to find some promos. That way we can get this bag.
Ain't nothing wrong with that bag, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with that bag. I'm with Dizzle 100%. I'm on that as well. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of cost to perform a podcast. We do got to pay for our SoundCloud to get out to the masses, but they do provide free services. But I know a lot of our listeners do listen to us on SoundCloud, so we always want to keep that option available. But, you know what I'm saying, an extra couple dollars in our pockets or extra couple dollars towards the podcast to make it bigger and better. And when we come back live and be able to do this out in the public, that's my main goal, man, to be perfectly honest. When we're able to be back around people and be able to do our podcast live for the very first time, I want that shit to be a fucking home run. It ain't gotta be like, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 people.
I'm bringing those.
Hey.
I'm bringing those. I'm bringing those.
I ain't saying like it gotta be 100 people there. I just want the people that are able to come to have a great fucking time. Yeah. That is my main goal. And you know what I'm saying, the ideas that you brought to the table, Killer, and I want those to be involved. I would just want our first live pod to be something people talk about for years to come and say like, yo, I don't think I ever been to a podcast taping like that before. So that's my main goal for when we come back and be able to do this podcast live. I just want that shit to be awesome. I just want that shit to be crazy. So
and one thing I want to say publicly before we change topics too is I'm not going to be hesitant to reach out to the people that I know. You know, I made a life of entrepreneurship of more so who I knew than what. You know what I'm saying? So some of the opportunities that I've had in my life of DJing on cruise ships and going to LA and being a part of
bitch. I'm on a boat.
And being a part of like BET weekend, like those people that, you know, are really in it and really doing it, like they can have words of wisdom, they can have ideas, they can have point of contacts, and I'm trying to not be too cool for school to just reach out and be like, yo, now I got a resume of 200 pods that you can go through and see my quantity and quality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm on with, just being more represent, like get some shirts and just be more representation and put more of it out there, because it's a solid product that people respect. You know, you can't knock 4 years of a podcast at any level. You know what I'm saying? We up there. I remember when Gym City Podcast was sponsoring us day 2, day 3, day 4. You know, they was at episodes 200 or 300. You know what I'm saying? They at 400, 500, and 600 now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're really putting out the pods and just using our avenues, using the people that we know to just better us. Because at the end of the day, we doing this for us anyway.
Fact. You know, you faded as fuck, nigga, so I can't wait for Killer Vibes.
Straight up.
Hey.
This nigga wildin'. I'm done. I'm cut off. Y'all niggas wildin'.
It's about to go down tonight.
Yeah, but shit, nigga, I fell asleep. I forget what time I fell asleep last night. We was watching Michael Che, his special on Netflix, man. That shit was funny as shit. I fell asleep in the middle of that shit. Wifey said I was laughing 1 second and snoring the next second. So
you know what I made the wife watch at like 12:31 in the morning? 8:46.
Yeah.
I had to watch that 8:46. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, man. He a genius, bro.
Facts.
He is a genius. Just the way he put that together. You know, I only watch. Is it only 27 minutes? That's what I watched.
Yeah, it's only 27 minutes.
Okay, I'm just making sure because it felt short as shit. And I was disappointed. But definitely y'all have to check that out. Watch that 8:46. It was fire. It was fire.
You get the chance to watch the Dizzle?
Hell nah.
You see some? How long y'all
seen some clips?
House?
Bro, the house is junky, bro. The house is junky as fuck. Boxes in front of the door. I'm ashamed of how it looks right now.
Are you in the new spot?
Nah.
Oh, you packed
U-Haul Monday morning. Monday morning.
How many people are helping you move?
How many folks? I know my dad is gonna help once around like 4:00. I know we got this strong ass woman coming over early in the morning. Yo, it's me, my wife, and this strong ass lady. She coming through. So she gonna have to help me lift this couch.
Oh shit! Just cause I'm drunk, I gotta say this shit, bro. One of me and my dude's funniest moments was Smoke was moving out of this apartment, bro. His girlfriend at the time, I won't say her name, she was putting a mattress into the U-Haul helping us. And you know how like something get caught and you gotta lift it up to get it over something? Bro, she used her head and neck to like lift this shit up. And me and my dude was looking like, what? But that shit was so fucking funny. Yo, that shit was funny as fuck. I'm faded. Let's get the killer vibes. What we doing? Let me see what's up. I'm gonna start killer vibes from the pod. How about that?
Go ahead, bro. But yeah, I watched the Dave Chappelle special, man. I would say, I mean, it's enlightening, it's poignant, it's definitely needed, and it's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny just because Dave is funny, but he's speaking nothing but the real, and it's definitely needed for the culture and definitely needed for everybody because you know what I'm saying? Something about Dave Chappelle. He not only speaks to the black people, but he speaks to white people too. White people fuck with him, so. You know what I'm saying? If he can help keep pushing this movement forward with his comedy and him speaking out is definitely needed. Definitely weird for that shit.
Yeah. Oh, dropped it.
Nigga, this shit about to be epic on Killer Five. I got my record button ready, nigga.
I got this shit. I'm getting it set up, so don't judge me. Y'all hear some background noise. This is
the
200.
The judgment episodes. Is real. The judgment is real.
Shots of 200 episodes, man.
Hey, I've been cut off. I've been cut off. Wife has cut me off. So
my wife doing work. She don't know what's going on in here. I'm faded. No pod tomorrow too. I'm gonna get hurt.
Oh, hey! I forgot. Oh shit! I do got a pod. I got the rewind now. I got the rewind tomorrow. I'm doing Wu-Tang into the 36 Chambers tomorrow with my big bro, Big Hunt, and my homie from Wright State, Killer B. You know what I'm saying? We doing that Wu-Tang shit. Killer been on for that T.I. shit. Next week, Dizzle is on for that Kendrick shit. So, you know what I'm saying?
The Reasonable Doubts pod. That was dope, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you know, Dizzle, you know what I'm saying? The rules of the pod, man, you got to go back and listen to the album at least 3 times, man. I know.
Hold on. Did Dizzle have homework?
That's easy.
He got to listen to that Kendrick. He got to listen to Kendrick in Mad City. An easy listen.
That's easy.
Easy work.
That's already in rotation.
And, man, I'll show you, I got 3 pages of notes on the Wu-Tang shit, so I'm ready for tomorrow. So, I don't want to say, for me, shit, nigga.
Guess where I'm starting the pod at, Dizzle? I mean, guess where I'm starting Killer Vibes at?
What's up?
Don't tell me Soldier.
Oh, nigga.
Nah, I'm gonna start on that Kendrick for you. That's
hey,
so look.
This is good. I'm with it.
Look, I need help. I'm gonna keep it real before we get off this pod. I need help. I've been struggling with ideas of Killer Vibes, so I just need y'all to point me in the right direction for the night. What y'all want to hear? What avenue you want to take? How about that?
Right now, I feel like we need some uplifting, pro-black music.
Okay. Killer ain't got no Public Enemy in that Serato.
Ooh.
Come on.
Let me look.
See? I told you.
We gonna be all right.
So listen.
He ain't got no Public Enemy. He ain't got no X-Plan. He ain't got no Kendrick there.
The only reason why I had a delay in my answer was because I had to look up. I mean, I had to restart the Serato shit. So I definitely got something. Hold on, I gotta reconnect. Hold on,
bro, this nigga about to be.
No.
This nigga about to be slizzard, bro.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm weak.
The only Public Enemy song.
For me?
All right,
I got more.
Kev drinking water. We see what he on now.
Yeah. I've been the boss cut me off, nigga. She took both bottles.
Not mine. I'm about to get faded. Where the lights at? Let me get the lights on.
The boss has spoken. I gotta get.
Hey man, congrats to 200 pods, man. I'm proud of y'all, man.
Hey, likewise, man. What shit? You never can go wrong. Oh shit, he got the lights and shit.
Oh, it's going down.
Hey man, I'm with the pro black shit. I'm with the movement shit, but more R&B vibes, man. The R&B set last week was crazy. You stepped up to the challenge. I forgot what song I threw in there that you actually had in Serato that I didn't think you would have. Damn, I forgot.
It was something deep because I typed that shit in like. I had that shit like.
You was even surprised.
I was definitely surprised. So that's why I played it so fast. Cause I was like, I got that shit.
Oh yeah, it was my nigga Trey Songz Black Roses. You had a dope ass win. Yeah, so I vote for some more R&B vibes. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely where my heart has been. I'll say that's been where I want to be. So this whole turn up might last 30 minutes and then we straight R&B in. But
nigga, this shit.
I am feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Before we end the pod, let me know so I can go live before we end the pod. Because I'm about to start this shit off.
Yeah.
As soon as we get going.
So what's the under/over on sloppy mixes?
I get this nigga 20 minutes.
That's about right. Because I'm gonna have 3-4 more shots in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be turned. That's a good call. Hold on.
20 minutes.
So, IG or Facebook though?
Facebook. I say Facebook.
Facebooker.
Facebook had 42 of them things last week, so I'm with you.
You was cracking on a book, man, for sure.
I'm with you.
Hey, somebody I'm surprised that ain't went live on Facebook where the mix was DJ Excel, man. I ain't seen him on Facebook. I always see you. I always see Nate. But I ain't seen Excel go live on Facebook.
That's true. I thought I saw Excel doing some twerk shit, early on in the Rona. He had some twerk mixes going, but I have not seen that as well. And Big Al too. Big Al seemed too private. Seemed a little bit too much of a private life to go live, but Big Al ain't been live at all. I called you out, Big Al. The city want to see you live, Big Al. The city want to see you live.
Shit, man, we about to see you. Well, shit, go ahead and start your live on IG or Facebook, and we gonna end the podcast like that, man. We gonna end it whatever song you about to start off with.
Yeah, look, give me 2 minutes to type in my little 200.
Oh,
200 episode.
Nigga, I'm getting so many picks though. So many picks for the promo, nigga.
Yeah, y'all got me fucked up on just a random Saturday, bro.
Ain't no random Saturday.
It's a random Saturday, bro. This was not in the plans.
Early. It's just early.
What time is it? God damn.
Nigga. I'm probably being KO by 10:30, my nigga.
Oh yeah. This ain't gonna last too long. Don't get it twisted. I'm faded. Here we go. So the live is starting.
This motherfucking beanie on and shit.
On Facebook? I think so. For those that don't know, You Can't Make This Up podcast is celebrating 200 episodes.
Yeah.
So we going live.
Hey.
The 200 episode. Hold on.
Still something.
Shots to A.
Nigga got the bottle back.
Yeah. Shots to Kev Nash and A Dizzle.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
So I'm typing in Kendrick. I'm getting there, Dizzle. I'm sorry. I'm going to good.
Take your time.
Good kid. Good kid, Mass City. Let's see what I'm
looking the album, man.
Oh,
I can't.
I like it.
I'm gonna listen to that Wu-Tang one more time, and then probably on Monday I'm gonna start listening to that Kendrick again. I can't wait.
DC, what up?
Wait.
200 episode. You Can't Make This Up podcast. I'm live on the podcast. Say what's up to Kev Nash and Dizzle. Here we go.
What up? Songs again.
Shouts to Kev Nash, A Dizzle, Killer Kev.
Class.
Make This Up podcast. 200 episodes.
Lit.
There it is. We live. Let's go.
I'm about to log in right now. Kev Nash.
DJ Killer Kev.
Hey, Dizzle.
You Can't Make This Up podcast. 200 episodes. Drink more